Welcome to this yoga and stretch sequence for our sore muscles. This is a great practice to take after a workout or as a post-recovery routine. Meet your body and your mind where it is today. And if any of the poses done today do not serve your body, you can skip it or modify it. Grab any props that you feel that you may need. And remember, your body is the guru. Honor and listen to it. Let's begin today's practice in easy seated pose. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes. We're going to begin with a pranayama breath practice called samavitri, even breath. In this practice, we will inhale for a count of 4, holding and pausing at the top of the inhale for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 4, holding it at the bottom of the exhalation for a count of 4. I will guide you through a couple of rounds, and then I'll let you continue on your own for a couple of rounds. Samavitri is a great practice to help us to ground and clear the mind. Take a nice clearing breath and sigh it out and exhale through the mouth. And then take an inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it at the top. Exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, pause at the bottom. Take this cycle 2 more times. Release the Samavitri breathing practice and breathe normally, and remain in easy seated pose. Sit up nice and tall, sits bones rooted down, and take an inhale and sweep the arms out, around, and up. Stretch up. Exhale to hinge forward from the hips, folding over the legs. Use your inhalations to elongate your spine, sending the heart center forward. And use your exhalations to soften from the hip creases forward into your bend. And then use your inhalation to walk the hands over to the left, elongate the spine, and then exhale to fold forward over the left knee towards the left. And check in with the right knee and make sure you're relaxing the right hip and the right knee. And then continue to walk the hand over to the left, planting the left hand across from the left hip. Right arm stretches up overhead, sending the right fingertips to the left for a side stretch. Inhale to bring the body back to center. Lean back and switch the cross of the legs. Opposite shin is in front. Grow tall through the crown of your head as you inhale and sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, folding over the legs. Notice if there's a difference in the sensation of the hips with the opposite shin in front. Use your inhalation to walk the hands over to the right. Lengthen the spine, sending the heart center over towards the right knee. Exhale to melt forward over towards the right. And then take the right hand and plant it across from the right hip. Side stretch over to the right, sending the left arm up overhead. Breathe and lengthen the side body. Release and come upright. And come over the legs and find your way into tabletop position. Stack the knees right under the hips. Keep the knees hips distance apart. Spread the fingers wide and keep the wrists right under the shoulders. And as you inhale, tilt the tailbone up. Draw the heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, push into the ground in the shins. Round the back, send your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, belly drops down, tailbone up high, heart forward. Exhale to push into the hands and shins, push the ground away as you round your spine, belly button towards the spine. Take your time and move through a few more cat-cows. Come back to a neutral spine and keep the knees right under the hips. Bring the left hand under your gaze and then take an inhale and stretch the right arm up overhead, twisting to the right. Exhale to thread the right arm in between the left arm and the legs and land on the right upper arm and the right side of the head. Tuck the chin down to keep the neck strong and long and draw both the shoulders down away from the ears. You could keep the left hand in front of the face or stretch the left arm up overhead. And check in with the hips. Are they swaying to the left? If they are, gently guide them back to center. Bring the left hand in front of the face and push into the ground to release. Let's move to the other side. Take an inhale to sweep the left arm up overhead, twisting to the left. And then exhale to thread the left arm right under the right. Find the variation that works for you, and make sure to keep your chin tucked down towards the chest to protect the neck. Push the hips back to center. Bring the right hand in front of the face and push into the hand to release and come upright. Bring the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders and tuck the back toes under. And push the hips back and up for downward facing dog. If the hamstrings are tight, you can keep a nice soft bend in the knees. Send the chest center towards the upper thighs. And then walk your dog and pedal out through the feet, getting a nice glute and hamstring stretch. And take an inhale and walk the hands back to the feet towards the back of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins and lengthen the back, coming up halfway. Exhale to fold deeply, letting the upper body go. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold forward. One more time. Hands to the shins, lengthen the spine as you come up halfway. Exhale to forward fold to stay, and you can grab a hold of opposite elbows and sway from side to side, lengthening your spine, releasing the lower back, the neck, the head. You can bounce a little bit up and down, doing what your body feels like it needs. You can also take the head and make circles or shake the head out yes and no, releasing the neck and the shoulders. Inhale, hands on the shins to come up halfway. And then exhale, walk the hands out back into downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Take the right leg up for three-legged dog, toes pointed down. Then bend the knee and drop the right knee over to the left, balancing the body on the left hand, coming into wild thing. Push into the feet, send the hips up, right arm up overhead. Take an inhale and reverse the way you came in, and then right into pigeon pose. Send the right knee forward in between the hands. The right shin can be parallel to the front of your mat, or you can draw the right heel in towards the hips. Use the left back toes to move the left knee back. Square the hips by pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine. And to move deeper, you can exhale and fold forward over the right leg. You can always place a bolster, a pillow, or even a block under the forehead. To release, we're going to drop the hips over to the right and then come to lie flat on the back. When you're on your back, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Lengthen the left leg long. Keep the left toes flexed. Soften the shoulders and soften the back body into the ground. And then release and stretch the right leg up for a hamstring stretch, grabbing a hold of the calf, the ankle, or the toes. You could keep the left leg long or bend the left leg, resting the left foot on the ground. Release the hamstring stretch and bring the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg, dropping the right knee out towards the right, coming into a reclined tree pose. You can rest the arms up overhead, cactusing the arms, or rest them right by your side. Take an inhale and bring the right knee back up and send the right knee over towards the left for a supine spinal twist, opening the arms out into a T shape and taking your gaze either upright or over towards the right hand. Release and continue to slide the right knee all the way over towards the left, coming to lie on your stomach. With the right knee bent, the body should end up right into half frog. Make sure you're making a 90-degree angle with the right knee. Flex the right toes up, lengthen the left leg behind you, and rest the head down. You can lie on your cheek or rest the forehead down, and soften the right hip down. Let's take an inhale to release. Bring the right leg behind you. Bring the hands to the low ribs and push into the ground and come up into upward facing dog. And then push back into downward facing dog. You're going to inhale the left leg up behind you for three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the left knee and drop the left foot over to the right for wild thing. Push into the feet and push the hips up as you balance the body on the right arm. Come back to center to release as you inhale and draw the left knee forward for pigeon pose. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. Use your right toes to move the right knee back. And then inhale to grow the spine long. Exhale to fold forward over the left leg. To release, drop the hips over to the left and roll onto your back. And then draw the left knee in towards the chest. Keep the right leg straight along the mat. Flex the right toes. Soften the shoulders down and back. Release the back body into the ground. And then take a hamstring stretch with the left leg. Flex the left toes down towards the face. And if you want to move deeper, you can always straighten the right leg. Straighten the right leg, rebend the left knee, and bring the left sole of the foot to the inside of the right leg. Soften your lower back down, and make sure you're not holding tension anywhere else in the body. To release, draw the left knee back to center, shift onto the right hip, and drop the left knee over to the right for our spinal twist. To release, we're going to roll all the way over towards the right, keeping the left knee bent, coming into half frog pose on the stomach. Keep the left knee and the left ankle aligned, flex your left toes up, and then soften the upper body down as you soften your lower back and your hips. Let's come out of frog pose. Hands come by the lower ribs, push into the ground for upward facing dog. Heart center moves forward, shoulders down, and then tuck the back toes and push the hips back for downward facing dog. Sink the heels towards the ground. And then release both the knees down. Bring the big toes together to come to touch and take the knees out wide, preparing for child's pose. Push the hips back, sink the hips towards the heels, and then melt your heart center towards the ground, landing the forehead on the ground or a prop. Draw your shoulders away from your ears here, and also soften your upper back. Gently push into the hands, bring the upper body upright, And then come over the legs and find your way onto your back. You can take a traditional corpse pose, a shavasana here for our final resting pose, with the legs lengthened out and the arms by the sides. Or you can bring the soles of the feet together, coming into reclined butterfly, letting the knees fall out to the side, placing one hand on the lower belly and one hand at the heart center. You can also place yoga blocks or pillows under the knees for more support. Relax the hips, the knees, and the whole lower body. Soften and ground down through the upper body. Soften all the muscles in the face as we enjoy this moment of stillness. Take a deep breath to release Shavasana. And if you're in reclined butterfly, bring the knees towards each other. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And slowly, being gentle with the body, roll onto your side and find your way back into easy seated pose. To close today's practice, I share a piece from Young Pueblo's The Way Forward. How do you build a good life? Relentlessly follow your intuition. Build with people who also love to grow. Take responsibility for your healing. Love yourself so deeply that you feel at home in your own body and mind. Teach yourself to forgive. And never stop being a kind person. As you inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. The palms touch overhead, and land the palms at the forehead as a reminder that you are the master of your Zen. Palms come to rest at the lips as a reminder to communicate our truth with authenticity and kindness. Palms rest at the heart center as a reminder to know thyself and love thyself. Thank you for joining me for practice. Peace and ease to you.